really warmly invite each one of you. It's such a precious thing that you've come, and I believe we're going to have a real nice time. We're going to talk about some issues which are hard, but at the same time, we know we serve a loving God. I have been on a journey, like many of you have been on a journey, and I felt it was time to put it into writing, and so that's what I did. The book's written from the depth of my heart. You may well say that it's my perspective, but it's also my experience, okay? And the book, my book, which we'll talk about later on, is a journey of trauma, but more so a journey of God's amazing love. Mm-hmm. It's because of Him I'm standing here with a sound mind. Mm-hmm. But my heart always tells me there are people who've not been able to make it this far. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're here. For me, the journey has been a bit difficult because I was assessed as being dyslexic. And it's been a struggle. So writing, for me, was something I loved to do, but I had to kind of overcome. But the way of overcoming was to get on, write and read and do a bit more and ask for a lot of editing. And so right now I'm going to read, apart from my book, a little bit. It's called Reshaping My Identity. Why? Because as you get the book and read the book, you realize that I went through so much trauma for about, from the time I was born, that was different. But the actual trauma of sexual abuse, I would say, took about 16 years. That can turn someone into a mad person, really and truly. And that's why I can take the microphone and stand here before anybody, because I knew it was God that brought me through. As He approached me, I felt my whole arm had a sore wound on it. I could not stop the pain or the tenderness in my arm, even though there was nothing physically wrong. I realized then that the word of knowledge was accurate. He's a God of justice. And a God of justice doesn't let matters go, believe it or not. He does have His time. We know that from the news, from the media. So many cases, people thought they had gone quiet, nothing was going to happen. Suddenly they're exploding. And we feel uncomfortable because we feel, well, this man's in his 60s or this woman's in her 70s. Let it go. God said no. If you do this for one child, to one little child, you're doing it to me. So it's a lesson for us. The God we serve of the universe loves all. And He is a fighter, and He will fight for us. Thank you.
So my name is Nova Semoy Abiona, and really privileged and thankful to say that I am now a friend of Ronki. We met recently, and a connection was made because of the history that we both have. It's sad to say that we connected on abuse, but that's where the thread of similarities started, but it didn't end there because it continues on, and we are both not just survivors of abuse, but we're thrivers. And so my being here is to encourage you all as well to not let anything that has happened in your life, especially the negative things, not let that put such a stain on you that your attitude, your way of living goes down. But instead, because of God's grace and His glory, let it cause us all to rise. So I am the author of this book, Time to Go, and similar to Ronke, it's all about leaving abuse. And this book has been really well received. It's an international #1 bestseller. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm saying it to let you know that no matter what happens in your life, all things work together for good. All things, no matter what. I'm also a cancer survivor, or I should say a cancer thriver, And because of that, I'm now, like 2 days ago, I was opening one of their superstores, featured in magazines. And what am I saying? All things work together for good.
And to be part of this glorious event. Judith Nwakol is my name. I'm the author of this book, Not in Chains, Surviving Child Abuse. This book chronicles my childhood sex abuse from in Nigeria, where I was born, up until when I grew into adult years, and then.
To ask a question to the lady here on this side. Judith, sorry. I felt quite, children in general are very close to my heart. So when you were talking about what you went through and being in Nigeria, are you open to actually, I know you said you're on Revelation TV and do this kind of thing. Are you actually open to physically go to Nigeria and do it there?
It's a good question.
Especially think places like schools maybe, or, you know.
You're coming into my secrets, so whatever I do it in a place of ministry. So that's a ministry. And that's actually my next ministry. So God is working with me on that. And when He says go, then I go. For now, He just wants me to share.
Amen. Thank you very much, ladies. If there's any sort of last note you want to give to people to go away with?
I just want to say, in terms of mothers believing or caregivers believing or not, we just must know that we owe our children the duty of care. And it's our responsibility to know whether we believe it or not. We must believe them initially and then investigate. We can't just say, oh, stop that, stop saying that, shut up, keep quiet. I mean, God is not exonerating any parent from that child's abuse. God is holding every parent responsible, whether they know about it or not. So for that child is in your care, you're going to answer to God as a parent, whether you knew about that abuse or not. And God is going to hold every parent responsible for the welfare and well-being of their young children. So if we have that in the concept of our mind, that this is my responsibility, and here God does me a favor, my child walks up to me and shares his abuse experiences.
I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. You say I am loved when I think I am weak, and you say I am strong when I think I am weak, and you say I am held when I have fallen short, and when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe, yes, I believe what you say.